Good evening, and if you're just tuning in, you're listening live to 105.3 FM out of Mississippi and 107.7 FM out of the beautiful city of New Orleans, Louisiana, and this is The Thing at the Foot of the Bed. And no, it isn't. See, I'm concentrating on something else. No, it isn't. It's the Angel Rock. I do 2 shows here. I'm Lorilei Potvin. This is UFO Paranormal and United Public Radio Network. Hang on, guys. I'm trying to get TikTok. I'm getting all these things flashing at me. That's why I gave you the wrong name. Had it on the brain because, yeah, I'll explain about that in a minute. Give me 1 sec. Let me get TikTok working here. Hi, Mish. Happy New Year Eve over there. It is because you were over in Australia. Hi, Julie Jean Bassett. Hang tight, guys, while I get this silly TikTok. I appreciate that we're on there, but they don't want me to do it until we go live. So I always have to do it after, and I'm very grateful. I'm not complaining because it took me a long time to figure out a way to do this, to be able to get it to work with StreamYard. So give me 1 sec. There we go. That's set up. Okay, Light, you move over. While you guys are waiting for just 1 sec, let me know, how has your holidays been going? Did you guys have a good holiday? Where was Santa good to you? How did things go? Okay, give me 1 sec here. What do I want to do? We've got, let's see, we got this going good. We got this. Now I got to add it. That's what's missing. And Twitch does not want to play nice tonight. So we may have to take Twitch off because it keeps flashing at me and it's going to drive me crazy. TikTok, good. I think we're going to do this one. Have we hit the limit? Yes, we have. Give me 1 sec, guys. I'm sorry about this, but nothing is playing nice tonight for some reason. I don't know why. Probably because it's getting all the kinks out of the way until we start the new year. Give me 1 sec. Save. Let's see. Maybe it'll play nice now. We got another one that's not working, but we'll see if it'll kick in. Anyways, where was it? Let me start over here. So like I said, this is the Angel Rock, not the thing at the foot of the bed that I said as I'm trying to concentrate on 10 things. So welcome. I'm Lorilei Potvin, your host. I'm a Canadian psychic medium, crystal Reiki energy healer, Akashic Records practitioner, spiritual teacher and mentor, as well as a registered nurse. I'm well versed in the paranormal. Sorry, people, it never fails. I go live. I know I don't expect people to remember me, but it's almost like a magnet. People start sending messages. I'm well versed in near-death experiences and the paranormal. I've had a near-death experience as a toddler, and I've studied them for professionally and personally for over 40 years. I also say I never went looking for the paranormal. It found me, and we have shared our story on the Travel Channel's Paranormal Survivor, Season 4, Episode 9. And I am an animal communicator. And Miss Julie, you have been on my mind nonstop, Julie Jean Bassett. I have a wonderful young lady who is waiting for a resin order for her best friend. And Miss, you'll understand this, making Organite yourself. It's not been behaving the way I want it to. So that's my plan, to finish it tonight and get it out tomorrow. But I have promised, and I hope that Julie, if she's free, and if she's not, I may do it myself. But I've been promising and saying Julie Jean Bassett and I are going to go live together. So I have not forgotten about that. And I let our mutual friend Leanne know. She said, please let me know. I want to be there to support you. So I have not forgotten. Tomorrow may not happen with New Year's Eve, but after that, I hope we can find a time that we can do that, Julie, because I promised you and I love to keep my promises. Plus, it'll be good for me. I want to practice doing some animal communication things. I got asked on the show last night that I was on. We'll talk about that in a little bit. It's just little old me tonight. We're celebrating New Year's Eve. Now, the reason why I had the thing at the foot of the bed on my brain is because I put up a new little banner for that, because we will be in next year, Dave and I, but we're going to have a post New Year's Day, because it's January 2nd that we're on from 7 p.m. to Eastern Standard Time here in UPRN. And it's our 2nd anniversary that we've been on the network. So we're going to have a little party together. Let me make sure I tell you guys everything here. Okay, so if you can't see us, you can't comment, and we would love to have you comment and join the conversation. I always tell my guests when they're on this show that we have the smartest, kindest audience, and you guys really are. You ask the best questions. You are so kind to one another, especially when there's people that are brand new on the show, coming to see the show and joining the chat, because 80% of our audience is audio only. And we do broadcast to every country in the world, believe it or not, with this network. Potentially somebody all over the world could be listening. So how you're going to comment? And I apologize. My partner, Del, was watching and said, why don't you cut out the intro? I said, because I've tried a million times different things. I've been doing this for years. And I find if I don't, if even in the replay, it's easier for people too, or someone's watching and they tell a friend about it, where to catch it. The show seems to work best. So Facebook, we are on my Facebook profile, which is Lorilei Potvin. It is public, so you don't have to be on my friends list. We're streaming to now. We weren't, but we are now because I had to take off Twitch. But we are streaming on my LinkedIn profile under Lorilei Potvin. We're streaming on the network's main YouTube channel, which is UFO Paranormal and United Public Radio Network. We do have a secondary channel, and our backup is called UFO Gods and Extraterrestrials. We're not there tonight. But we are streaming to my YouTube channel, which is the Angel Rock with Lorilei Potvin. We are streaming to Instagram, you guys on the Angel Rock. So if you guys are over there, let me see if anybody's popped in. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. We'll see. What happens with that, though, you guys aren't integrated into the main chat here. So I have to keep popping back and forth, but I will try and definitely involve you over there. We're also streaming to my Rumble. Under the name of Mystique 1508, and I say it every time. It's not a stripper name. It is from X-Men. So that's how you find me on there. Also, we're supposed to be streaming to Roku. I'll mention that in just a sec, but it's give me a little red exclamation point. So hopefully it's going to start working. We are also streaming to TikTok. Let me pop in there and say hello. I've got the live on. We've got all kinds of people popping in. We've got Tina Gamboa, I see. We've got Queen. Hi, Queen. Welcome. I don't know if Michelle Wilfong will be here or not. She usually is. She's my moderator over on TikTok and a big supporter of our network and both of my shows. So I want to thank her for all the hard work she does. I see little Jessie's here. Hi, little Jessie. She's a moderator for David Hansel, my co-host on Thursday nights with the thing at the foot of the bed. David and I went live yesterday for a little bit on TikTok just before the show that we did, that I will mention in a second, the panel we were on. So it's nice to see you here. You guys aren't integrated in the main chat either, so I'll pop back and forth. Like I said, Michelle Wilfong, I mentioned her. She's my mod over here on TikTok. She does a great job. She has a fantastic channel on TikTok herself. She's got a haunted apartment, and she posts quite a few videos of activity there. So please support her and check her out. Okay, now, Roku. If you want to watch Roku, hello, Michael Angley. Happy New Year. And Michael Angley has been a part of UPRN for a long time, and we're glad that he's popping in to say hello. And I will say Happy New Year's Eve to everybody that's here. So like I say, TikTok, hang around for a little while. And if you've been to both of my shows, The Thing at the Foot of the Bed and Tonight Show, The Angel Rock, they're both very audience participative. Without all of you, I would just be talking to myself, or Dave and I would be having a great conversation. You guys add so much about the show for the show. You're, like I say, really knowledgeable. You got a lot to add. So thank you. But how you can watch us on Roku, because that's where we have our TV channel for the network. It seems to be, fingers crossed, playing nice right now. We'll see. You're going to head over to the channel store and you're going to type in UFO space P as in paranormal. There's a drop-down list, and we're about the third or fourth one down. You're looking for UFO space, paranormal, and United Public Radio. Oh, spoke too soon. Like, you guys probably wonder, why does she get so distracted? What's going on with her brain? Well, I'm producing the show as I'm talking to you and then bouncing back and forth between Instagram, TikTok, and here. So I'm trying to do my best here. And you guys are always so kind anyway, so thank you. Did I cover everything? I think I covered everything I wanted to say. So if you guys do like this show and shows on this network, please like, share, and subscribe. Let all your friends and family know about us. There really is something for everybody on the network. It's not just all UFO and paranormal type things, although we love those things. My mouth does not want to work tonight. We stream multiple shows daily, 7 days a week. And when we're not streaming live, the archive server kicks into the last 25 plus years and randomly picks out shows to stream. So we actually are streaming 24 hours a day straight. So check it out and tell your friends. And family, I think we're up to almost 40 hosts on the network. I'm actually going to be on Father Sean's show on Friday. I think it's January 10th. It's 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. He just sent me a message today to reconfirm, but I had it on my calendar. Super looking forward to it. Father Sean's been on Eli Roth's League of Exorcists. He's been on the Angel Rock, and I just love him, so I can't wait. And I can't do this without mentioning my very good friend, and I just adore her, Carrie Lynn Shellhorn. Her show comes up right after Father Sean's show on Fridays from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with Spirit Switch. Check that out. As people, what I tell you, people are messaging me. I got my Facebook Messenger open in case we decide we want to take a peek at things. Okay, who's messaging me? Oh, well, we'll deal with that later. Never fails. It's like a magnet. I swear to God, every time I go live. And I guess I should be happy. It means somebody's thinking of me at least, right? Let me go through the comments here. We'll say hi. So, like I said, we got Julie Jean Bassett. Julie Jean Bassett wins a prize. She was the first one here to comment. I'm joking. You're just the first one here, is what I mean by the prize for being the first, I'll say. You guys check her out. That's why I was talking about going live with her to practice my animal communication, because she is an incredible animal communicator, both earthside and a mediumship-wise perspective, I guess, the other side, depending on how you want to say it, across the Rainbow Bridge. I've taken her animal communication course. She's helped me with my own animals a lot, including she's a shamanic practitioner, and she's phenomenal. I had a life-changing session with her, and I'm going to be setting one up in this coming new year with her. So really check her out. I'm telling you guys, your life will be for the better with it. You've been wondering what your animals are thinking, or maybe they're doing some weird stuff that you can't figure out why they're doing it, and you wish they would stop, because we all have problem for babies like that, myself included. Julie's your person to check out. So check her out at juliejeanbassett.com, or she's on Facebook. Mish says, good day, all happy New Year Eve. Well, it's actually New Year's Eve here. She said it's a daytime. You guys will get to celebrate first. We always check out Australia when the ball drops, but it's already been recorded 12 hours before from where we live over here in Canada. We are broadcasting to you guys, though, from New Orleans in Louisiana. I want to give Joe Montaldo a huge shout out. He provides this network for us out of his own beautiful home, and give him a huge, like I said, thank you, as well as Happy New Year's, and hope he's having a wonderful holiday. I don't get to see him anymore. When he used to produce this, used to talk to him all the time. So I like to give him a shout out. Let's see. Mish says, I got slippers for Christmas, purple fluffy ones, and a fold-up camping sink. Time off has been nice. Sorry, I haven't got my glasses on. Where have I got them? I put them over there. Julie saying hi to Mish. Okay, hang on. We got Julie, no worries. Whenever you have time, I'm fairly open. No, I mean that, Julie. I mean that. I really do want, and I don't go live that often anymore, besides the podcasts or being a guest on different shows. And I promised Julie that. I thought it would be a lot of fun to do, and I can build some more confidence with checking, communicating with animals. I can do it. It just, when you develop a new skill, it's good to practice and get confirmation and know you're on the right ball, or hit the target, if you will. And it just helps you feel more confident with what you receive. So I was mentioning, I believe, it was yesterday. I'm positive. I've been talking to so many people. It was yesterday. We were on the Riff Nation Network. We were on Howie Odell and Rhonda Harris's show, The Orion Effect. David Hansel was on with me, and Carrie Lynn Shellhorn. And Howie, he goes by Howie or Ed, depending on if he's on YouTube or Facebook. I've known him for years. He added another, I'm going to go quote unquote. I hate when people do the quotation marks, but I have to. And if you're listening, you'll know what I'm doing. Another member to the panel. And its name is the Doctor. We did not get to see the Doctor, but the Doctor is AI. it was interesting. And I think Howie's one of the first shows I've ever seen to actually bring on that kind of technology as a co-host or member of a panel. So it was interesting. And I believe I was asked if I'm positive it was that show last night. It's not that I forgot. Like I said, I talked to so many people in the daytime. I forget who I said to what to what. Um, and they'd asked me about an animal. I forget what one it was. What was I seeing or what was I picking up? So that was kind of interesting. Talked about a lot of interesting stuff that I think we may talk about tonight. Like I said, Mish, am I on Twitch? I was on Twitch. I'm not on. I am on Twitch. I don't broadcast on Twitch, but the network does under UPRN, or I think it's UFO Paranormal on United Public Radio. It was not playing nice. And the reason why I turned it off, it drives me crazy because as I'm trying to talk to you guys and read the comments, it keeps flashing at me. Problem with basically whatever, right? What platform? And it's like, yes, I get it, but it wouldn't stop. So that's why I turned it off. But it's the network Twitch. But I am on Twitch. I'm on every social media platform. Doesn't matter where it is, I'm on there. You can find me. And like I said, Michael Angley popped in. Miss, you're too scared to get TikTok? No, to each their own. I know people that are not on it. The reason I'm on there, and especially in our age group, is say you have a business and you're going to be using social media as part of your business. It's very good to know what social media platforms are out there and for what target audience you're hoping to access. And TikTok, whether you like it or not, is one of the fastest growing platforms, I'm going to say. Now, depending on what happens in the US in the new year, we shall see. But I was just watching the Sean Atwood channel. Love that channel. You guys have heard me talk about it. Sean just had Dr. Michael Sala on, and you guys have heard me go on and on about Beverly Rhodes like an hour or two ago. Phenomenal. So check him out, you guys. Like I'm telling you, some of the people he's having on there, anybody you can practically have heard of in the news, he seems to get on his shows. He's got Jaguar right on there right now. So if any of you follow what's going on in the news when it comes to entertainment news, let's just call her a truth teller, and I believe she is. And these guys get some pretty interesting content on there. So with TikTok, they were mentioning and talking about what potentially could happen. And the person that created TikTok now apparently is got billions and billions and billions of dollars. I could not say their name. I apologize. I would probably just ruin it. I can't remember it. I could try, but let's just say you could look it up. The gentleman that created TikTok, and he is a billionaire many, many times over. So quite interesting. And Mish, you're amazing the way you juggle all this early. I struggle keeping up with the YouTube chat. Well, thank you. You know where that I think that comes from is when you're a nurse, right? You've got to do 20 different things at once, especially when you work in critical care. And so I think that's, and then never mind when you're a mom, yeah, you end up juggling about 20,000 things at once. I shouldn't say mom when you're a parent. Doesn't matter what parent of anything. You got multiple pets, you got multiple children. Doesn't matter. You get good at juggling things and running on no sleep. Hi, Connie Martins. Nice to see you. And Julie says, I want to do a live with you too. I can't wait. And Julie says, I want to practice my human mediumship too. Well, then see, so we could be talking about anything when we go live. So those of you who are just joining late, because I see you there, Zisan Dragon or Kevin, thanks for joining. Julie Jean Bassett and I are going to go live this week at some time. I'm going to do it. I promised, and I said I would. Julie, and by the way, I want to put it out there. Julie has not said a word to me about this. It's me. When I make a promise to someone, I like to keep it. And then Mish says, oh, okay, my son is on Twitch. Looked for other content, but found nothing. Oh, there's a lot on Twitch. Just depends what you're looking for, but there's lots. You just got, and it's so different to use, I find, versus other platforms. And the other thing, with no disrespect, but I know some content creators I've followed on Twitch, I find there's a lot of commercials, a lot more than any other platform if you're not on a paid subscription. So I find that a bit frustrating. And Mish says, scared of the time I may waste sitting on it. I waste a lot of time doing what I do. That's okay, right? Maybe there's a reason why. If you're learning something is specifically, maybe it's helping you to relax, whatever it may be. There's nothing wrong with that. Let's see. Connie says, I don't like TikTok either. And that's okay. Like I said, I went over there because I wanted to see what all the hype was about. I've been on there for a long time. And then for me too, was streaming the show. Speaking of TikTok, I should pop in there and say hello. Let's see. Oh, little Jessie shared the live. Thank you so much, little Jessie, for sharing the live on TikTok. You guys check out little Jessie too, because um, she's David's mod, and when I go live with Dave or Dave goes live, she does such a great job. And oh, Jessie, I'm so sorry, little Jessie. She just said I put my doggy down yesterday and she went peacefully. I'm really sorry about that, and my heart goes out to you. Pets are family. They definitely are. I'm glad to hear that she went peacefully. And I know David and I were talking about that in the live with you yesterday and the people that joined us. So I send you much love and much healing and deepest prayers. And I'm glad that your baby went peacefully. Thank you for sharing that. Let's see. Everybody's just saying hi to everybody. Let's see. Good. Glad to hear. You guys, so I thought we can talk about whatever we want. We could, I don't usually do this, but we could pull some cards if you guys want. I don't do readings very often on the show, but with us transitioning out of this year into the new year, I want to hear your thoughts. I want to hear, and Julie just said, little Jessie, and she's in the main chat here. She said, I'm so very sorry for your loss, Jessie. And I know that there will be people in the main chat when they hear or say they're watching on the replay will definitely be sending you, many prayers and love and a lot of positive energy. We're all major pet lovers over here. So, um, Mish said we could try, Julie can practice on Mish. Well, that's the good thing. Like, it takes a while to build confidence. I believe that everybody is intuitive and that you can definitely access these gifts. I think all little children, say before the age of 3.5, they can see spirit, they can see all kinds of things and communicate, which means we were all once little children. And I think just with time as we get older and, life pulls us in different directions, including we get told we're too young or we're too old for that kind of nonsense when it comes to our imagination. And, little ones that have imaginary friends, I don't think they're imaginary personally. And so what happens is, right, most of us end up migrating away from these gifts, but I think we can definitely tap into them and rebuild them. And I put across the bottom, keep your eyes open. That's another promise I made, and I am going to do it. I'm hoping sometime in March to get my course out there finally that I'm going to be teaching. I'm looking for a way to put it all under one platform, one domain name. I want to have a space for everybody that we can practice, where we're going to hold the classes. It's not just going to be a one-day class. So it's going to be a multitude of one day a week. I'll be live with you. And then if you guys have questions or whatever it is, and I'm also looking for a way, because I know what it's like for myself too. I was going to try and do it in January, but it's right after the holidays. But, longer standing courses can be, don't get me wrong, I'm not charging through the roof or something, but, even if it's a couple $100, that's a lot for a lot of people. So I'm looking for a way to be able to, sort of make it easy in the way of, multiple payments or whatever. So once I get that all figured out, you guys will know all about it, and I'll really be putting out all kinds of advertising, because the more the merrier, definitely. So I'm just, and everybody, little Jessie just said, thank you, everybody. And of course, we would send you our love and, our thoughts and our prayers, little Jessie. Like I said, pets are family, definitely. Where I was going with this, and my mind was off in another direction, is I want to hear what you guys want to talk about. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Because, about the drones, and again, you may be sick about this, but hear me out. The drones, okay, put that together with these orbs, put it together with what the heck was Pope Francis doing with the Vatican Christmas Eve? Never been done before. I call myself a retired Catholic. I was forced to go to church every Sunday. I was forced to go to a Catholic school. And it's not that I don't believe in a higher power. It's just that to me, and I'm not knocking anybody that feels religion is for them, that is perfectly fine, because to me, whatever road leads you to a place of love for yourself and for others, in a place of service to self and just being a good human being, you have to travel that road, take that vehicle. So it's not my job to judge. If that works for you, whomever is hearing it, good for you. But for me, I find if I've been taught that, and for me, my higher power is God. Anybody could have a different higher power, and that is perfectly fine too. Some people don't, and that's okay too. But for me, that's what it is. And if God is our Father and He's everywhere, I've never had to go to a special building to talk to my Father before. So that's my thoughts. And oh, Connie says I can't wait. Can't wait. I need to know. I'm not quite sure what that refers to. Please refresh my memory here, Connie. I probably said something and moved on really quickly. But I want to hear, like, what is this? Like, this has never been done before. The Vatican put out there that it was portals he was opening. Okay, so you put that together, and then it was my partner Del that brought this up. I had forgotten about it. There were the prophecies, and Connie, you corrected me with David on Thursday night, and I appreciate that, because Dave said the same thing. It was Our Lady of Fatima, the prophecies with the 3 children, and the problem is, the third prophecy has not been released, and I was pretty sure about that. And what was the correction was, I was thinking it was Our Lady of Fatima. No, it took place in Fatima, Portugal. It was supposedly the Blessed Mother, Mother of Mary, right? Or Mary, Mother of God, well, however you want to call it. My point is, you start putting these things together. What's going on? Is it a distraction? But to me, why would you perform a ceremony saying that it's for global forgiveness, and it's to celebrate a jubilee year? I had to think for a minute. Jubilee year. Oh, right, 2025. So every 25 years, it's a jubilee type year, right? But my point is, it's never been done before. Why now? Why now? Why are you doing it? Why are you walking around with your gold hammer? It made me think almost of Thor, but Thor didn't have a gold hammer. I'm not even going to try and say the name. I always screw it up when I say the name. I know what it is, but I always screw it up. But my point is, why? And I actually went back to the recording of it, and I didn't watch the whole thing, but I watched a couple hours because I wanted to see what's going on here. What's going on in the background? Um, it was very interesting when they led the profession. They said there were people from all walks of life, from all cultures, from all, you name it. That's a beautiful thing. But it was very intriguing to see the little girl that was the first child that was going along behind the Pope. If you've seen it, you'll know what I'm talking about, just with the fact that I think it was trying to send a message in the clothing she was worn. Not in a bad way. It's just, it was interesting that that was the choice. And I'll leave it at that. Ethereal encounters unveiled. I feel the same way. God is everywhere. That's right. Oh, Connie, for my course. Yes, yes, of course. I can't wait either. It's going to be lots of fun. And I have way too many class outlines for the course. So I need to amalgamate them, because it's not going to be 27 weeks long, I promise you. But I think they have 27 to 32. I could literally do that many classes. And so I need to narrow it down. And Spirit's working on this with me, which I'm really glad about. It's going to work out good. I know it is. But back to this topic. What do you guys think this is? Like, why is this happening? Like, there's got to be something behind this. And last night on the panel, there's a video going around, and with no disrespect, I mean, when people put themselves out there, good for them. I'm going to read your comment in just a minute, Connie. But they were saying that and again, everybody's entitled to their belief systems, because I don't know what this is, but to me, A lot of people were saying the orbs were angels, and this was the spiritual battle that's going on and so forth. Now, my point, trying to use logic, knowing what I do of angels, there's a reason why this show is called The Angel Rock, and I believe I work with the angelic realm. Not all the time, but I do. That knowing that angels are messengers of God, or could be Allah, could be any name you want to put in there, because there's angels in every culture, every legend, every lore, just as there are demons. And they're pure love, and they assist us as human beings. They're here to help. You mean to tell me that they decided to make their appearance known in the skies above originally when all the news caught on in New Jersey? I'm sorry, I have a hard time believing that. I'm not telling anybody what to believe, but I have a hard time believing that. If you are pure love and you are nothing but love, don't get me wrong, I think there is some type of battle going on between good and evil, depending on where you want to look. I mean, you can look anywhere for it. I just have a hard time believing it, and that they took that fight all around the world. And again, that's just my thoughts. I could be completely wrong, but I don't think that angels would make their appearance known that way. If they were going to let the whole world know that they exist and this is who they are and where they are, I think that they make their presence known in many ways. But certainly when you represent pure love, that you make your appearance in the skies fighting. So do with it what you will. Oh, hi, Howie. I was just talking about you. Were your ears burning? I was talking about the doctor. So Connie says, I am of Portuguese background, and this was talked about a lot in our home growing up. And as far as I remember, this third secret has not been made public. I am so glad that you said that, Connie, because Dave didn't know what I was talking about at first before last Thursday. And as soon as I refreshed his memory about the story, he said, oh gosh, yeah, I know what it is. I just didn't know it by name. And I said, be very careful though when you're looking stuff up, because you could look at 10 different sources and nobody agrees. And everybody's trying to say that the secret was revealed, and it wasn't. And I know it wasn't. I'm positive it wasn't. You've got a lot of people out there putting in different arenas that yes, it was, but it is supposed to manifest, if you will, in this new year 2025 in this time period. So it's hard to say. But to me, there's a lot of stuff going on. And when we were on Howie's show, um, I'm just reading Howie's comment. I'll read it in a sec, Howie. No, I didn't even bring that up. You know what? There's always bugs to work out when you're trying a new program, and I'll address that just a sec. No, I don't know. Like, it just seems there's a lot going on. When we were on the panel last night, we all went around and gave our thoughts on this, and I think the consensus was that this is a distraction. And if it is a distraction, what is it distracting us from? And I'm really hung up on I'm sorry, on the Vatican. And the reason why I am, having, like I said, being raised and steeped in this religion, Catholicism, to me, something like this, and you agree to have it televised around the world, that's crazy. And you've never done something like this before. That if anybody, and please correct me if I'm wrong, the Catholic Church does not deviate. You could go to a mass pretty well anywhere around the world. And I'm not talking specialty days or anything, but then again, it's pretty similar. It's pretty well the same thing, maybe a different language or what. They are steeped in tradition and ritual, and this is the way it's done. So for them to break this type of tradition and do what he did, and not only use the word opening a doorway or a gate or something, it was a portal. That's got me going, what is going on with that? So Howie says, sorry, I'm late. Work is crazy. And then he said, oh, LOL, the doctor. Sorry, he was so chatty, but we learned LOL. No. Okay, so yes, the doctor was chatty on the show last night, the Orion effect. But Howie, I didn't even bring that up because to me, again, like I said just a few minutes ago, it's a new program. So there's bugs to work out. There's things to play with. And, you know what? I was commending you with, like I said to you in our little chat group, that I don't think I've ever seen another show do that before. So I thought it was kind of cool that you were trying out something new. And I think it will get better as time goes on. It wasn't bad. We did learn a lot. And I liked his voice. It was pretty cool. And he had a lot to say to add to it. Just let me check TikTok here. Just making sure I'm not ignoring anybody. And let's see what else we got up here. Oh, and Mish, you feel it's your or the government with the drones a big distraction. You're unsure about what, though. That's my thing. What are you distracting us from? And again, we go back to the Wizard of Oz, right? Don't mind the little man behind the green curtain. Pay attention to what you were seeing. Well, I want to know, what are we not supposed to be seeing? What are we not supposed to be seeing? What else is going on? And I want to know what's behind it. And then Howie said, Rhonda and I will try it on Sunday. And just in case if you were late here, Howie has the Riff Nation Network, and we were on the Orion Effect, David and I and Carrie Lynn, last night with Rhonda, his co-host, and Howie. And it was a lot of fun on the Orion Effect. Connie says, something is happening for sure. The question is what is happening? And Julie says, exactly. I know, right? And I was thinking about this before we went live too. And it's really interesting, which really makes me think that we actually had a time shift, and a timeline shift, because I don't know if y'all have noticed this, but have you noticed, like, say, because I watch a lot of podcasts and a lot of YouTube and whatever, so a lot of talk shows, and people are talking about what happened in Bayside Mall in Florida. But they're going, yeah, it was around New Year's. I think it was a couple of years ago. I was arguing with my own partner about this. This did not happen a couple of years ago. This happened January 1st, 2024. And so many people think it happened a couple of years ago. It didn't. Our new year began this way, and in a way, it's kind of ending this way. Think about it. With portals, we're not having reports of ET coming through portals, but a major church in the world, a tiny little city that is actually almost like its own country, the Vatican, and we're ending our year with, well, not quite, but Christmas Eve. And I think they're supposed to stay open for 5 to 7 days. So we're coming up to the new year, where the Pope did a ceremony and ritual that's never been done before. And he opened portals according to the church. And the year started out this way. What the heck's going on? Hang on, let me see what you guys got to say. Kevin says, give me one sec, Kevin. I just want to make sure I'm not ignoring anybody. I knew we'd have a quieter time here with it being holiday week, but I thought I'm going to hang out with you guys. That's why I didn't book anybody for this week. So Kevin says, I wonder if we all focused while Lorilei shuffles on what would come up around the drones, might just give some confirmation or insight. Ooh, you know what I could do even? I just thought of this. Now I got to leave the room for 2 seconds, but I could do this if you'd be willing to talk amongst yourself. I have an angel board, and it answers pretty specific questions. Have you ever seen an angel board? Or ask about the portal or another? I'd be happy to do that. I mean, we can use a pendulum, but you guys know I can influence a pendulum with just thinking about it and focusing. So that's why I don't usually use it for yes or no answers. Do you guys want to do that? If you want to do that, it'll take me literally 2 seconds to run out the door, grab the angel board, and come back in. Contessa says yes. Connie says yes. Mish says yes, Lorilei. No, yes, Lorilei, hurry back. Okay, that would be awesome. So for people listening, talk amongst yourself. I will be back in less than 30 seconds, as long as I don't trip over my dog. Get to look at my pillows. Give me one sec. I will be right back. I'm coming right back. You guys can probably hear me. That's how quickly I was going. See? Oops, close the door there. All right. Told you I wouldn't be long. All right. Now, hi, Lisa Martinello. Nice to see you. I have a date with you on Friday. Look at that kitty. Did one come across? It might have. She is that way sometimes. Okay, so this is the angel board. Now, this was made by Doreen Virtue. For those of you who know Doreen Virtue, she has completely done a 180. She has renounced anything and everything she's ever had to do with New Age or spiritualism, and is now, I'm going to say it, a holy roller. I'm sorry she is, because she's really become very, very, very religious. And I kind of had a hard time with it years ago when this started happening. And then I thought, you know what? I believed in what she's channeled and what she shared. And I also, I think this still has validity. The stuffed kitty. Oh my! Oh, well, I've got all kinds of stuffies on my bed. We've got Pusheen. I love Pusheen. This is my favorite, Kuromi. I have tons of clothing. She's from Hello Kitty. I picked this up the other day. The kitty. That was at Walmart because Chinese New Year's coming up. Hi, Ken Stockland. Nice to see you. And for people just joining us, happy New Year's Eve, or if you're in Australia, like Mish, it's New Year's Eve already in the afternoon. So welcome. And I hope you all had a good holiday. I'm still popping back and forth, checking all the platforms here, making sure we're not missing anybody. Okay, so if you're just joining in, we're almost at the hour anyways to do the station ID. You're just joining in, you're listening live to the Angel Rock, and I'm your host, Lorilei Potvin. You also can listen to us on 105.3 FM out of Mississippi and 107.7 FM out of New Orleans, Louisiana. And this is UFO Paranormal United Public Radio Network. And so what we're doing, we're talking about the portals that were opened supposedly by the Pope in the Vatican. We were also talking about these drones and these orbs and all kinds of stuff. So, then it was my own partner that brought up about the prophecies of Our Lady Fatima that happened, where 3 children said that the Blessed Mother Mary appeared to them in 1917, and where they were given 3 prophecies. 2 of them, and depending on how you interpret them, they have come true. The 3rd, the church had always decided would never be released to the public. And I think it was determined that it was too scary and people would go crazy. But I caution you, if you do research this, I always believe in people researching. You don't have to believe me. Do your own research. But be very careful with this research, because I'm telling you, I have looked at a multitude of sources and information, and pretty well, a lot of them don't match. People come up with all kinds of things, and that the 3rd prophecy came out in 2020, and on and on and on and on and on and on and on. So use your discernment, take what resonates and leave the rest, but back up your research. So, and Kevin says, I also believe that the synchronicities Doreen always spoke of. I agree. Yeah, absolutely. She had a lot of valid stuff that she spoke about. And there's been some conspiracy that I won't bring up, but I've heard about why she left spirituality and went into religion. And it's quite intriguing, but it's not unbelievable from what I have been told. And again, remember, rumor is exactly what rumor means. Just a bunch of people talking doesn't mean it's true. Ken, you're following Bashar. I know a lot of people that follow Bashar. That's with Daryl Anka, who channels Bashar. And you got to do what you got to do. If it works for you and it resonates with you, go for it. I am always fascinated by channels. I can channel, not in trance state the way Bashar would or anybody else. I'm not bringing in another personality, but it's something that certainly has been very intriguing to me, and one day may actually give into getting into a trance and trying channeling. But I'm not at that point now. And Kevin says, yeah, I heard about that too. Involves money, and the people that have a lot of money, like a lot of money, names that we don't hear. Hang on, just going to grab a drink. And again, I have no truth or proof to it. So that's another reason, people that I keep in my really close inner circle, the reason why I do It's just my choices. They don't gossip. They will tell me, excuse me, maybe something I need to hear, but I might not want to hear, but they will. They're always truthful with me, very kind and loving about it. But I know that if they've told me something and it doesn't happen, like I think the last time I was like a teenager and it was one of my best friends telling me the pants I was wearing, for those of you back in the 80s with the MC Hammer, the harem pants, I had them on, and she told me they made my butt look big. And I was having one of those days where I felt really fat. And so I was so mad at her for telling me. And even back then, I finally realized within an hour or so of moping about it, what was I going to wear afterwards, that she told me because she cared about me and she loved me. And that, yeah, they did make my butt look big. So I'm grateful for people like that I have in my inner circle like that. I really don't like gossip. I find that it's very hurtful to people, cause a lot of people a lot of pain. Now, am I 100% perfect? No, none of us are 100% perfect, but I really do try because it can be so painful. Hello, Michelle Plummer. She says, good evening, Lorilei and everyone. And Connie says, oh, I thought she had a new she met a new partner and he introduced her to religion. So many stories out there. That's exactly it, right? There's gossip. Those MC Hammer pants, LOL. Yeah, I know, way back in the 80s. I remember those pants. Oh my God, were they a sight to see? And mine weren't ugly. I was just having one of those days. We were going out, the girls, and I could not find something to wear. So I finally thought, okay, I'll put this with something else. And it was a cute outfit, but yeah, she did me a favor. Believe me, she did me a favor. Saying, Lord, those pants make your butt look big. And they did. They were big pants. Okay, so this is the angel board. For you, those of you that I've never pulled this out on a live even because it's big. It's big. We may be pushing the cat and everything off the bed. So what it is it's this giant board. Oh God, I gotta lay it down to it. It's like it actually ripped the last time I think I used it. I'll have to take that out. It's like a wheel and it's got spokes on it. And each wheel is, let me put my glasses on, is garnered by a different archangel. So I don't use it a lot, but if we want something really specific in the Voldemort group that I used to be in, that I know David from, one of the ones that started the group made it. I've never told people this, but she did. She asked me when she was moving, when will I be moving? When will our house sell? Because the house had not sold. We used the angel board and it was very accurate. And indeed did sell exactly. Now, it didn't give us a date, but you'll understand how we found out. So, for example, I'm going to go through these. For psychic development, you've got two archangels. You've got archangels Raziel and Haniel for yes and no. And yes and no has about 12 different answers for yes and no. We have Archangel Azrael. Hopefully you guys can hear me. What I'm going to do, I wasn't planning on doing this. I would have had it all set up, but we just go with it, right? Because we're going to ask questions because I think this is how we might get some really specific answers. There's my body pillow. You guys can't see my whole bed here. But this is where I broadcast because it's the quietest. And when the door is shut, everybody knows the door is shut. Otherwise, I get people coming in. Okay. So where were we? Yes and no. And some of the answers under yes and no, for example, of course, unlikely, definitely, strong possibility. We've got Archangel Azrael. When will it happen? And we've got Archangel Jeremiel. Some of the answers are within 1 year, winter, free will, summer, within 5 years' time, change, all kinds of things. There's a lot of answers. Home, so you can ask questions about a home. Got Archangel Jophiel. Romance, and we've got the romance angels. We've got money. Some of the answers under that: windfall, organize, barter or trade. Just for an example, we've got Archangel Ariel, who also is the archangel with animals. So just as a point of fact, we've got for career, we've got Archangel Chamuel. Some people will say Shamuel. I say, well, Shamuel actually sounds better. We've got life purpose, and that one is Archangel Michael. And it'll give you some things like teacher, the arts, technical, children, and so on and so forth. And then right under children, we have archangels Gabriel and Metatron. Lastly, note two more: family and friends, and we've got Archangel Raguel, and health is Archangel Raphael. So I think I said spirit. Oh, I didn't say spiritual path either. Sorry, guys. Spiritual path is Archangel Uriel. Now it sounds very confusing, but it will become very clear very quickly. Hang on. So I got my lipsticks here. So you guys are going to help me pick this, by the way, so you're going to understand. Let me read Howie's questions before, or comments. So let's see. I know Howie said something here. Give me a sec. It was about the show last night. Howie said, evening all. Thank you to those who turned in last night, travelers and those alike. He's saying hi to everybody. And Kevin said, or Z Sun Dragon said, enjoyed last night's show and panel. And Howie says, thank you so much. They were all awesome. So were Howie and Rhonda. Okay, back to the angel board. So how this works, we have 4 pieces that are angel pieces. Okay. Let's see if this, you guys, this is going to be kind of a cool experiment. And then we have a yellow one. Let's see how this works. Let's see if some of the answers we get, we will have a record of this because this is recorded. And it'll be on Archangel. It'll be on YouTube and anywhere where talk radio and podcasts or broadcast. To the biggest apps you can think of to the most obscure little apps, UPRN is on there. I swear, I found them. And then also there'll be a copy, I believe, on, I don't know if Instagram files away alive. I don't think it does. I think I'd have to upload it. But I know Facebook and YouTube will have a record. And Howie goes, angel board. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, Howie, so you're just popping back in. And between, I think, who gave us a comment here? I think it was Kevin that started this, was it not? Or Z-Sun? Well, I call him Kevin by his muggle name, but Z-Sun Dragon. I think it was him who suggested, why don't we ask me to pull a card to see what comes up in the way of, or any information about the portals, what was going on at the Vatican, with these prophecies that are coming up, that are sort of coming up into fruition from Our Lady of Fatima, and with the drones. And I said, you guys, do you want me to grab the angel board? Because I don't use it that often. It's really big too. I have a video on my YouTube channel, and I don't have a big YouTube channel. I usually use it just for backup. But for those of you that are looking for some teaching videos, if you go under the video tab, excuse me, if you go into the video tab and you scroll down towards the bottom, I do have some teaching videos on there, like how to create and feel energy. I walk you through, for you, so there is no right or wrong answer, what each color means energetically to you, why the power of music and gratitude are so important, how to ground and grid yourself, how to create a love shield. And I'm trying to think what else, but I know there is a video on here showing you how the angel board works. So the other, sorry, I was reading comments here. The other thing is I do need to do, and Spirit keeps reminding me, is I need to make a video to show you guys what crystal Reiki is, because most people have no clue. What crystal Reiki actually is, using crystals and the 15 Reiki symbols for crystal Reiki, is we go through and we balance all your chakras, your main chakras. Then afterwards, what we do, I check them before, if they're either balanced, overbalanced, or underbalanced. After we do everything that needs to be done, go back and make sure everything's balanced. And then I go through with a bar of selenite. Do I have one here? I've got lots of selenite around here. Kind of, this isn't what I use, but it looks like this. It's kind of shimmery, and it's basically gypsum actually. I go through that, and I before I do, I go through with a pendulum. And I have no vested interest in how this turns out. So that's why I trust using the pendulum. And you don't have to be in front of me. I've done crystal Reiki with somebody, I think over in Japan even, is I check your energy field or aura with a pendulum. And if there's any cracks or rips or holes or tears or knots, there's all kinds of things you run into. We use the selenite to smooth it out. And then afterwards, I walk through it with you together. We go almost into a little meditation, and I pull your energy down and I ground it. And it can be life changing. Other thing I will share with you, I was doing it for a friend quite a few years ago. He's kind of having a tough time. He wasn't feeling that great. So I was checking his energy field or aura, and the pendulum was going over I believe it was the left ankle. He wasn't in front of me. He lives in another country. And I said, hey, are you having like a problem with your left ankle or something? And it's not radio friendly, what he said, but let's just say he swore, and he goes, how would you know that? How would you know that? I go, it wasn't me. Your body told me through the pendulum. Apparently, I did not know this about him. He had a severe motorcycle accident, I believe, about 20 or 25 years prior to that. And his ankle had been completely destroyed, shattered, and rebuilt. And he was having a little bit of pain with it. So it works, but people don't know that with crystal Reiki, and it can be very life-changing when you do it regularly. I have some regular clients that do it. One session can be very life-changing, but people that do it regularly, and I find that people that come to me regularly usually don't need as much, and again, here we go with the quotation marks, work done as say somebody the first time that comes to see me. Usually I'm not surprised that the first time someone comes to see me, all their chakras pretty well need to kind of be realigned. But when you come regularly, it's usually maybe one or two. Sometimes I've had some that it's none. So what I do is I set the intention instead and just pull in intuitively a bunch of different colored crystals and use all the symbols, and with the intention that all the chakras in the body will take it on, and even almost put it into a chakra reserve bank, if you will, for the energy in case they may need it, in between the next time they come to see me. And Kevin says, that is so cool, Lorilei. Well, thank you. Kevin says, I am ready, focused, protected, and grounded. And are you all ready for this? And you know what, Kevin, that was really smart to post that. And thank you, because I didn't even think of it. So you guys, yeah, you should be grounded if you can. Nothing to fear here, okay? But be grounded. Take a couple deep breaths, one in through your nose. You can hold it for just a wee bit. Doesn't have to be uncomfortable. Let it out. And then after, I just took one too. And then afterwards, if you're not grounded, just put your feet flat on the ground, and you can literally, if you can either think, sense, feel, or imagine tree roots growing out the bottom of your feet into the center of the ground. Now for me, and you do whatever feels right, or what you see or what you feel, I imagine Gaia in the center of the earth. And that's what I call the earth, Gaia. And I imagine those tree roots plugging into her heart or heart chakra. And then I ask Gaia to take what no longer serves myself, with the intention of alchemizing it and releasing it back into the energy field. And to please send me whatever I need to be grounded and that I require, that is for my best good and in love, or if I'm doing that for someone else. So I hope that helps. Connie says she's ready. Heidi Gall says, hello, beautiful souls. I'm so late and sad face. Apologies. You're not late. You're right on time. Guess why? Because we're going to do the angel board. And Kevin says, I love that, Laura. Oh, I'm glad. We'll check. We better check everybody else. I don't want to leave anybody else out. Oh, Nanya's over here. Hi. Reiki pulled me out of a dark time. Oh, I'm so glad to hear that. You guys, thank you for all the roses you're sending on TikTok. I really appreciate that. So we're going to pop back and forth because I want to get everybody's input on this. So where do you guys want to ask first? Wait, I got to finish the board. So for you guys just joining us, we got the 4 angels. Okay, they look like angels. There's a green, purple, yellow, and blue. So you guys are going to decide this. I may talk in between while I wait for the typing. So what are we going to start with? Because we've got dice. Okay, and this is going to explain how and where we're going to go. We're going to roll the dice. Usually we're going to pick up to 4 different spokes about where we're going to go. Okay, So what topic do you want to start with? I want to make sure, because I think with the 2 dice, you use it for, I haven't used this in a long time. I know where to go with the spokes, but I want to see where this applies. So give me 1 sec with the dice, just to be sure. I don't want to be doing the wrong thing. Setting up the board. And we'll sort the energy. Okay, yeah, got that. Total number of dots facing up. That's what it is, between 2 and 12. That's fine. There we go. Okay. We need 2 dice because each spoke has 12 spots to go to. So where do we want to start? Hello, Jody Cross. Happy New Year's Eve. You are over in Australia. So it's New Year's Eve. It's New Year's Eve for some of us. So, and Howie says, it's okay. You can check out the archive. Absolutely. Okay, so Connie wants to start with the drones. I will wait for one more answer. And then with the drones, how about to make it go by a little faster? You guys can let me know. What do you want me to ask? And I will pick 4 of the spokes that we're going to put the angels on. It'll all make sense once we do one question here. So do you guys want me to ask what's going on with the drones? Because we can pick the ones I feel that might be good are, when will it happen? Yes or no? Let's see what else. We don't have to pick 4. We can pick up to 4. So we got yes or no, when will it happen? I don't think money or career, children, family, and friends would have anything to do with it. Do you want me to pick a health spoke, maybe, to see if there's any effect on our health? Our health. You're going to see in just 1 second. Don't worry, Heidi. So what we pulled out, I don't even know where the top of the box went, but here it is. So I have an angel board. It was made by the now defunct in the spiritual field, Doreen Virtue. So we were talking about the drones, and we were talking about all the things I just mentioned. And Ethereal Encounters says, ask if it's our government. Okay, that's an easy one. You want me to do that? We just have to do one spoke. We could do yes or no. How about that, guys? So you'll see exactly what I'm going to do. I am going to pick what color angel. I'm going to pick a purple for some reason. So the archangel that covers this spoke, you're going to understand this in a minute. We're going to yes or no, because Ethereal Encounters, I'm going to highlight it, wants me to ask, are the drones from our government, or what's going on? Okay, so Heidi Gall says, cool, love this. Okay, so under yes or no, we've got 12 choices. We've got yes, of course, unlikely, definitely, yes, no, wait, strong possibility, maybe, yes, or no. Okay, and it's Archangel Azrael. So I'm going to roll these dice. Okay, we can also pick cards. This is fun, guys. I never get to do this. Like I said, you guys, we haven't always, I thought it said 7:57. No, my God, no, we got 3 minutes left. We don't. We have about 45 minutes. So, all right, I got a 3. Okay, I'm going to go with what it says. Let's see. So 1, 2, 3. Do you know what it gave me? That's not going to help us, guys. A maybe. So Julie says, sorry, I got to go higher. So Kevin says, yes, is it the government? Then ask, is it ET? I think that's the one we need to ask. So we'll pull Mr. Green down. Well, I think I said I was going to use purple. So we're on Archangel Azrael. I'm going to roll again. Julie's laughing. And then I'll get Julie's question. Here. Okay, what do we get? We got 3 and a 4. I don't know if you guys can see this, but that's what... God, my hand never wants to show things. I've got to go backwards on here. Nope, other way. So that's a 3 and a 4. They're crystal dice. So we got a 7. So we're asking about the ET. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It gave us, let me count that again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I was wrong. 6, 7. I knew that didn't look like a 6. So as for ET, it gave us a big hard yes. Sure, you can ask whatever you want. Mish, we're just going to check and see if there's anybody asking anything on TikTok. Nope, people just watching and sending hearts, which we appreciate. I don't know what's going on with Instagram, but we haven't got anybody popping in there, and that's okay. All right, so let me go up. Julie asked a question. Let's see. Where's Julie's question? So Julie asked, yes, what's going on with the drones? What about the portals the Pope opened? Any and all questions suggested. So what's going on with the drones? So what are we going to pick on this? Or we can pull a card too. If the board doesn't, because we're going to ask something specific. This is what this board is for, is to give us real specificity. I'm surprised I could say that word today, the way my mouth is working. So we can pull a card. Because she said, what's going on with the portals with the Pope open? Because I can't even think under what spoke we would use. I don't think there's got when will it happen? It's got spiritual path, health. Like, this is really meant to ask about somebody you're giving a reading for, but you could certainly use it for yes or no, I think, or when will it happen? So tell you what, how about we'll pull a card too for that question. I'm just going down here. Ask if the Pope is opening up portals. Okay, I saw that one. We could ask that one for yes or no. Julie, I'm going to come back to your question. Whatever you think is best, she said. Okay. And then I saw something about should we be concerned about space weather. So give me one sec. My mouth is not working and dry today for some reason. Like I said, I don't use the board that often because usually I get a lot of information from spirit, but especially if we want something really specific and I'm not getting something really clearly, because I don't always predict the future, because with timeline changes and shifts and everything else, things can change. But like I said, it's been pretty accurate in the past. Okay, we're going to ask. I'm going to use green. Our green angel. Okay, we'll use our green angel. Okay, so we're asking, is the Pope opening up portals? Ooh, okay, I'm going to show you guys this one. Is, oh God, I don't know if you can see this. Here, I'll turn off the light a little bit. It's a 10. It is a 6 and a 4. Okay, I'm going to go back up to your question, Julie. I'm just making sure I'm not missing anything. Excuse me. Okay. All right, 10. Okay, so this is under the yes or no column. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's saying unlikely. Ask if the Pope is opening up portals. Now, interpreting that, is he opening up portals? Maybe he's not opening up portals. Maybe he's not opening. What I'm trying to say, somebody will probably say it better in the chat. Maybe he's opening something that was already there. You know what I mean? So he's not specifically opening the portals, but it's like he literally is kind of reopening the door. Because to me, why are all these things there? Somebody created them. So see what y'all think about that. What do you pick up? Because I don't think he's opening the portal. I think he's merely, if you will, sticking in the proverbial key and reopening once which was created. Does that make sense? Maybe not portals, but a portal. There you go. That's what I was looking for right there. Connie Martins could be activating them. Could be activating them. That's exactly what I was trying to say. So it's already there. It's been sealed and closed, right? And his job is, maybe, this is all theoretically for anybody listening, is that he's just meant to reactivate it. Okay, so yeah, Lisa wants to know, what are the portals about? So you were a little bit late, Lisa, and we're glad you're here. And everybody that's here, that's what we're talking about. So what are these? Why is he doing this? And then we got into the prophecies. And again, that's from my partner, Delba, got into the prophecies of Our Lady of Fatima. Like, that's supposed to be happening around this time too. Is it related to what he was doing in the Vatican? What is going on? Okay, so Kevin says, yes, that makes sense, activating them. And Heidi says, I was just thinking that someone has been in there so that he's opening doors. Yeah. So Lisa's asking, I keep wanting to use this deck, but this deck, I am going to use it, okay? But it won't give us much answers, but it's kind of relating to space and stuff. I might have to dig. You guys can tell I have a problem when it comes to cards. And it's the ones I've talked about. Oh, they're there, right there. I've talked about them before. I bought this deck years ago, about 20 years ago. I don't even think they make it anymore. It's called the Keys of Arcturians. The reason why I'm going to share it, it's made by a man named, I'm going to say Janosch. It is Janos, as in Sam, H or H, depending on where you live. And I opened this deck up and I went, what the heck am I going to do with this? And I literally heard Spirit say, hang on to it. So I did. I love this deck, okay? The reason why I love this deck, I'm going to pull the book out. Where are you, book? Are you in there? There it is. What this man did was he channeled, as well as I think most of these he channeled and created. Oh God, I got these all backwards here. Hang on. He created cards based on, God, I just went blank. When they think in wheat fields, when they think people like spaceships have landed and patterns are left, I don't know why my brain just went blank about that. So he's created a whole bunch of cards, given them a meaning. Here, I'll give you a really pretty one. Let me find one. Hang on, I'll shuffle. Anyways, he created these. It's probably on the back of this book is what I'm trying to say. Give me one sec. Messages. Okay, so what this deck says, it's not an affirmation card, but it basically contains fresh, surprising, ultimately empowering information about who we are as human beings and our place in the cosmos. Each card features as an intricately detailed hologram and is accompanied by channeled messages from the Arcturians. But I know these symbols. I want to say, why do I keep saying chemtrails, not chemtrails? Somebody's going to say it. I know they are. Oh, it's going to drive me nuts. You see them in fields all the time, like wheat fields and stuff, and people go to bed at night, there's nothing there but a wheat field. The next morning they wake up and all these intricate patterns are there left in the grass. Why is my brain blanking on this? Okay, for example. Thank you, Mish. Thank you, Mish. I completely blanked on this. Crop circles. These are supposedly he channeled these from crop circles that have been seen on Earth. Okay. God, this light's going to bug. Okay. But the cool thing about this, and they'll be hard to see, is that on the back, for example, of this one, it's on the back. I think he's got one word. Yeah. On the back. Let me make sure I'm not. Yeah, I am. Okay. So on the back of this one, for example, he puts one word, contact. Okay. So, but the beauty. Hi, Jennifer Malik. I was thinking about you. Send you lots of love. I've seen your messages on Facebook. And not that I don't send everybody else love, but Jen will understand what I mean. And I just blanked on crop circles. How could I? But okay, so this one says contact, but on the back of these, there is, oh God, turn the right way, Laura. There is like a hologram, but it's all in foil. Each one's different. And you're meant to take this into a meditation with you. And it's supposed to be able to unlock part of who you really are and the gifts that you have and so on and so forth. So there you go. So we will pull one of these, I promise, before we go off the air. So I got lost here on our, it was Lisa asking, and feel free to put your own thoughts in here too, you guys. Aw, thanks, Jen. Thanks. Well, Julie, when I bought them, I went, what the heck am I going to do with these? Like they were absolutely useless. I was so disappointed. And now it's one of my favorite decks. I love this deck. especially if I'm directing in spirit, say when we're doing a session, say with a person I'm doing a reading for or something. And I always send people the picture of the card as well as the back of the foil symbol to take in the background as well, or take into meditation with them as well. Okay, now, where were we? Lisa Martinello. Nello. What are the portals about? Okay, so that's what we've been asking. What are you guys' thoughts on it? There are no right or wrong answers because none of us have what the answer is. Kevin, you were the one that suggested we pull a card. I just literally heard from Spirit that yes, we could get an answer with this deck. So let's do this. What are the portals about? Now I know it's in the Vatican that we're talking about these portals. Oh, one just fell out. I guess we're getting that one. When it falls out, you take it. Oh, this is interesting. Okay, so this is the mess. I thought I had my glasses on my head. I look like such a dingbat trying to think about all these things in here in spirit. And okay, so I'm going to take this off. Okay, this is our symbol. What are the portals about? I will put these on my Facebook page, the picture and the symbol on the back, and in the Angel Rocker Tribe. I even will put it in our group that David and I have, the thing at the foot of the bed. Actually, David and I are supposed to try and go live in there. I bet you it won't be till the weekend, but I have to remind him about that because we said we were going to start going live, and we are well over 200 people. So thank you to all of you, because we said when we got to 200. Okay, so this is it. On the back, the card says liberation. There is so much information I am receiving right now about this, asking what are the portals about, including, you guys can take a screenshot. I'll take this off of here for a minute so you can see. Okay, so turn, Laura, there we go, to the center. That is the symbol. So I welcome you, if you're watching, to take a screenshot. Okay, I'll try and put the light on it a little bit, or if you want to film it. Okay, can you see better that way if I do that? It's about liberation. So what I'm receiving is it doesn't matter the intent of the person opening, meaning the Pope. So they could have good intention, maybe not good intention, but this is up to humanity to take what's released. Again, could be good, could be bad. But remember, I always say to you, what I receive from Spirit is, or I have gotten from Spirit is, what we perceive becomes what we believe, and it becomes our reality. And I truly believe as human beings, we are that powerful with our intent, our thought, and our emotions. With it being basically, hang on, energy. I'm listening to Spirit, energy, vibration, and frequency. We have the power to change it into what alchemize is what I was just told. Alchemize it in to whatever we need it to be. Right? If we break it down to that simplicity. And again, the message on the back of the card, I got confirmation on that one, grabbed the wrong one. On that message on the back of the card is liberation. Now, Jen thinks, okay, it's from the extraterrestrial race, the Arcturians. Connie says, maybe the Pope is unleashing something that has been contained all those years ago. Because if you ask me, I don't think he was up to any good. That's just my thought. Okay. But when we break it down to everything on this planet being energy, vibration, and frequency, right? And then you'll hear in this field, whether you want to call it light worker, spiritual field, whatever you want to call it, right? I used to hate this years ago. You got to raise your vibration, but it makes so much sense now because it's literally like we are a radio station. So when we increase our frequency, right, or vibration, then we start to tune into things that are at the same vibration as we are. So regardless of what could have been released or opened or whatever it is, I think as human beings, and I'm hearing a heck yes from Spirit, that we have the power to alchemize it into what we need, if you will, to liberate ourselves. And that can be from anything. Exactly, Kevin, setting it free. And actually, that's a really good answer too, right? We did ask, what are the portals? Liberation, setting it free. right? It did give us the answer. You're right, Kevin, it did. I'm going on and on. I still believe in what I'm saying. But say you're in a space of fear and you're hearing us talk right now or on the replay, and you're worried and you're afraid. Regardless of what could have been liberated or set free, you have the power to change that into what you need, right? What you perceive becomes what you believe, and it becomes your reality. Shift your thought process. And Kevin, you are just on, all you guys are on fire. You always are. Kev just added, free to go where it wants to now. Who will tap into that and use it for their own or for their own? Yeah, I agree. You know, that just made me think of me and my movies. Harry Potter, right? When they get it, they break into Gringotts, Harry, Hermione, and Ron, and they set the dragon free. That wasn't really their intention to set the dragon free. That was the way they escaped, right? But they set it free. That dragon had been used for a lot of bad things, but it wasn't really its fault, right? It's locked in this horrible little dark dungeon of a basement, uh, basically poked and prodded and traumatized and tortured, and right. So how else was it going to react? And then when it was free, it was set free. And Heidi says Arcturians from Arcturus in the it's the Boetis. I think that's how you say that, right, Heidi? I'm positive I heard it said that way. Boetis constellation, 7-year long story. Interesting. So, Jen, you're here in the chat too. I want to hear from all of you. And we pulled out the angel board. It was the audience's idea to pull some cards, or I said, how about the angel board if you're joining late? Is what are your thoughts? What do you think? These putting it all together, taking all the pieces of the puzzle, right? The drones and the big news started in New Jersey in the US, but they are all over the world. And there was one woman that somebody had sent me that felt that the orbs that we're seeing are angels. And now that, how did they put it? Now that the Pope opened the portal, there's no more orbs. Well, I respectfully disagree because I've seen many, many videos of that, but maybe that's her experience. But we're seeing these orbs. Then the Pope in the Vatican does something that's never been done, and their words, opening portals to remind everybody. And then my partner brought up about the fact that there is the prophecy of the Our Lady of Fatima. And for those of you who've been here for the whole show, I'm sorry that we keep repeating. I got to keep this card out. Remember to take a picture for you guys. So ask the cards, where are the drones coming from? Okay. Oh, Julie, there have been some drones sighted in South Carolina too recently. There's a great video. Check him out, Mindseed TV, and Casey is his name. He has shown videos from all over the world, in Mexico, everywhere, like now, like in the last month, that it's crazy. There's that many. Other thing is, and again, I'm going to talk about the Sean Atwood channel on Beverly Rhodes. She has Awaken with Beverly Rhodes. Like I said, she had Dr. Michael Sala on today, like just a couple hours ago. Great interview. And people ask such fantastic questions. I hope he comes back on again. She's friends with Elena Denon. She's been on there, and they've talked about some of these things. So it's certainly a good place where to, if you want to ask questions, because they actually will highlight your questions and ask them. So there's places to pick up stuff like that. Sonia Roy, fairies, she added. Okay, hang on. See, I told you it is like a magnet, and I'm not complaining, but whenever I go live, people message me. So Heidi says, yeah, Kevin, I will pull one. I think it's a great idea. Heidi says they've been seen in Colorado. Jennifer says they are a mix of drones and ETs, and they're crafts that have been sighted as orbs of light. I definitely resonate with that 100% and agree. Sonia says fairies, and she said she loves the ears. And you guys know Sonia. And for you, those of you just joining, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year's Eve. And I wish everybody nothing. I'm not going anywhere, but I wish everybody nothing but the absolute best in this coming new year. I have a feeling it's going to be a good year. Annette One Feather, am I taking questions? Okay, so Annette, I know you just joined us. We're not really doing psychic mediumship questions, but we've only got just less than 20 minutes. I'll say about 20 minutes left. But we are pulling some cards and things like that for people that are asking in the chat. Like somebody just asked, we're not doing personal right now, if that's what you mean. But if you have a question, Heidi Gall, for example, said, me too, resonate with a mixture of what somebody said about the orbs and drones. And Sonia Roy says, sorry to be so late. Don't worry, there's always a replay. Sonia, I'm glad you popped in. Sonia's been on the Angel Rock many times. She comes on here 3 to 4 times a year. I think she's coming on in March, aren't you, Sonia? And she's the one, she's written incredible books, How to Heal from I'm going to give the wrong title, so feel free to leave it in the chat, Sonia. It's just off the top of my head, but she's got an incredible 12 steps to healing and flourishing after a narcissistic relationship. She is a powerhouse of knowledge and information and very gifted spiritually and psychically. She's a medium. She is a shamanic practitioner. She's awesome. So she's in the chat. She goes, yes, I forgot. Yeah, you did book for the rest of the year. So Sonia's coming on in March, June, and September, just so y'all know. Because I gave her the dates because we are booking into the middle of April now. Okay, I want to make sure. So Kevin asked us. This is where I was going. Sorry about that, hun, on TikTok. Kevin or Z-Sun Dragon said, so ask the cards about where the drones are coming from. Hi, Vince DeLeon. Nice to join of you to join us over on TikTok. So Annette, One Feather, that's what we're doing. So do you have any questions about these drones and things like that? What do you think? What do you think you're picking up or feeling? Or so that's what we're doing. Okay, so let's pick a deck here. Let's pick a deck. Let's pick a deck. Let's pick a deck. Who are we going to ask? We're going to ask, this is the first one that just popped into my eyes here. Keepers of the Light with Kyle Gray. I don't use cards that often anymore. I will be very honest with you. I used to, they were my security blanket years ago. But they're good for, and that's why Annette One Feather was asking if we were taking questions, because it's always, like David doesn't bring a deck with him when he goes outside, and he usually goes to the forest when he goes live on TikTok. But I keep them handy because if somebody wants a card or just a really quick answer, it's really easy to just shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. You don't get to talk to the person. You don't get to see them. You're literally seeing their name. So you tune into their energy, shuffle the deck, ask their question, pull up the card, and they get to see that as well. And Kevin says, yes, same, good for confirmations. It absolutely is. That's where I was going with it, Kev. So thank you. So when you haven't got the person where you've got a lot of time to connect with their energy and you give them what you receive from spirit and then pull a card, exactly, it confirms it. Okay, so Sonia says, and I'm gonna pull the card. Okay, to speak to the orbs, I usually find them in my picture in powerful energy places. I have seen them in Egypt and recently in Peru. Excuse me. I have come across them in BC, Alberta. They are all around me. And I will agree with you, Sonia. I have so many videos. I don't know if Jennifer's still here, Jennifer Malik. I haven't talked to her in a long time. But as of late, especially since I've moved from my old house, I have a lot of videos, and it is not a plane. And it is not a satellite. I've got a lot of, well, basically unidentified flying objects in the sky. I've shown a few of them. Usually when David and I are on, I have. And I don't know what it is. Julie Jean Bassett knows. Not this past full moon, the November one. She sent me a really cool picture and was asking me my thoughts on it. And so I went outside because she's in a different country, obviously, with me being in Canada. She's in the US. And I said, I'm going to go take a video, and asked if she might be able to too. And I was voice messaging her because I talked to so many people, and my keyboard on my phone thinks it knows how to spell better than me. So it's just so much easier. And I go, holy crap, what is that? I go, hang on, I got to film this. I don't know what this thing was. It was red. And at first, Julie, do you remember that? Like you couldn't see it at first. And then once I kind of circled in the area, like the video. I think I took a screenshot and I circled where to look, and then you blew it up. You could see it clear as day, like what it was. It was crazy. I get videos like that all the time. So, okay, so we're pulling the card. Yeah, Julie goes, yeah, that was strange what your camera picked up. And that's how I saw it, was through the camera lens when I was filming the full moon. It was weird, and it was red. It was like I was actually, because the other thing people have been talking about, I've seen, I don't know, I'd love to hear, because there's a lot of people from lots of different parts of the world here. Are you guys noticing weird fog? Okay, so where I live, Thunder Bay, Ontario, Canada, I'm about 35-40 minutes away from the Minnesota border, as I've told you guys many times. And for reference, about 6.5-7 hours north of Minneapolis, Minnesota. Never, and I keep aging myself by a year, but August in this year, 2025, I will be 60 years old. And in all my years of living in the city, except for a small stint in Sault Ste. Marie in Ontario as a toddler, I've lived here. Never at this time of year, at Christmas, has it rained. It was raining for 2 days. Plus, we had all this weird mist and fog. And the reason why I started seeing people talking about this from all places all around the world. People are getting this weird mist and fog. Are you guys seeing this? Okay, so Connie's saying, yes, I noticed that too. Thick fog this weekend. Now she's in Canada, and I know Kevin's in Canada, but it's not just Canada, it's all over the world. Kevin goes, oh my God, this morning, fog, yes, and rain. And Connie said again this morning, yeah, everybody's saying, and like I've seen it from the US, I've seen it over in the UK. I'm trying to think where else. Is it wouldn't have been, no, those are the Australia hasn't said anything. Mind you, it's so hot over there right now. I'm sure probably any fog would have burnt off. Okay, so Julie's saying the same thing. Yes, here too. Again, another piece to the puzzle. Where is the fog coming from? Like, this is weird, you guys. And I'm not fear mongering. I'm just saying we're getting all these little pieces to the puzzle, and none of it's adding up. Sonia, okay, she says, we are new to Drumheller, so that's in Alberta and in Canada, but it's been much less sunny and foggy this winter. Okay, so Heidi says, 5-ish years ago, I had several experiences with weird sky phenomena, but have recently seen weird red lights. We have a lot of air traffic in Colorado, and I worked in the aviation field. I can tell you, Heidi, the first and only time I've been to Colorado was with the Voldemort group. They had a retreat. I can tell you, we all, and there was many people there, all witnessed it. There's no other word for it. It was a UFO. Like, and it came pretty darn close. It was not a plane. You could tell by the amount of speed and the directions it was flying in. We were at some hippy dippy ranch. That's not what it was called, but a beautiful place, but definitely known for a lot of UFO activity. And it happened while we were out there. I believe it was the Saturday night. Oh, Kevin says he's getting truth bumps. So that's what I'm saying, like putting the pieces together. And again, it could just all be a huge, big distraction, right? But then again, we got to ask. Oh, wait, Nanya says California on TikTok, California here, fog for 2 weeks, and I haven't had fog in 5 years. So there you go. And I don't think we've got anybody from the UK tonight. Usually we do. Heidi says, yes, the Rocky Mountains definitely have activity. Heidi's got goosebumps too. But that's what I'm saying. Like, and I seen this on YouTube, like a bunch of people talking to different people, different shorts about this. Kevin, I want to go up to your thing about asking what you wanted me to ask because I'm talking, and I'm going to miss what you asked me. You asked me to check. Hang on. Ask the cards about where the drones are coming from. So this isn't going to give us a location. The angel board wouldn't either. My thoughts on the drones. I believe that the majority of them are coming from governments, but I think they are using off-world technology. Plus, I believe there is also some off-world drone activity too. And the thing is, they're not doing anything about it because they can't. But I don't, you know what? And I got a really good thing from Joe Montaldo, who owns this network many years ago. I think, love to hear your thoughts. Extraterrestrial or off-worlders have been there long before we have here. And what I received from Spirit about off-worlds, or off-worlders or ETs feel about us as the human race, that I always receive, we are a young race. And that the more evolved, advanced races, basically, it's kind of like the prime directive from Star Trek, right? We don't interfere. We let them do what they need to do, kind of thing, to grow and evolve. But especially the positive ones, obviously send us love. And I don't want to say this, but the vision they're giving me, with no disrespect, is kind of like we are at that. We're past the terrible twos. We're kind of at that preschooler, moving on up into the bigger years, if we put it in human being perspective. So everybody loves children, right? Well, most people do. They're pure of heart, full of love. But the one thing that confounds more evolved, advanced races about us is our propensity for violence, as well as our breadth and depth of emotion. And also about the fact that we still have not recognized that there is no separateness. Like, we all have different countries, we all have different this, we all have different that, instead of recognizing we really are all a part of each other and we really are just one. But it's coming, and they know it is. So they're patient with us. But that's where I think that technology is coming from. That's just my thoughts. Um, so Heidi says, I've seen weird fog in the foothills, mountains before the Rockies lately, but haven't driven up. Kevin says, yes, government and ET probably. Why angle board? If I got that. Oh, the angel board. Why the angel board was not clear in it somehow with both. And Heidi said, we forget everything coming in. True. Okay, let's pull this card, you guys. I tell you, especially when I do a show on my own, either do a show on my own or Dave and I together. And I love having guests, don't get me wrong. But when we are doing this, I just get lost in time, right? And it's not that I don't talk about what I want to talk about with guests, because I wouldn't have them on if I didn't. But we really get into the nitty gritty and kind of get lost in it, right? Like, I feel like I'm having a conversation with you guys, even though you're not in the same room. I don't know. You guys can tell me, but it always goes by so fast. All right. So we're asking Kevin. We're going to go back up to your comment just in case people are listening and just tuning in now. So give me a sec. Kevin wanted me to ask about the drones. Give me a minute. I got to go back a bit. So ask the cards where the drones are coming from. This is not going to give us a location. Okay, so we got to interpret this message, and I am highly and happily open to your interpretation, anybody listening as well. Okay, here's our card. Okay, this is a card. Take it for what it is. This card is Archangel Michael, trusting heaven. Hang on, I put my glasses on for the rest. I keep pulling my ears off thinking they're glasses. I'm giving you what I'm picking up from Spirit. Okay, you are safe. Angels stand close. Surrender your concerns and allow a miracle to occur. So this is the card. Hang on, Kevin. I'm going to take your thing off of here so we can see. So this is our card. I'm trying to. Oh, what did I do? I hit the wrong button. There we go. Sorry. I'll take this off so you guys can see. Okay, turn that way. Archangel Michael. So to me, what I'm receiving in it, short and simple, is to trust that you are loved, you are protected, and you are safe. Doesn't give us answers about where it's coming from. And I don't feel like a miracle is coming with these drones, because it says, surrender your concerns and allow a miracle to occur. So to me, that says then to be open-minded. Again, you are safe, you are protected. Yeah, that's what I got. Let me see what you guys get. I could go on and on about it, but I won't. But okay, hang on, I gotta go lower here. Okay, so Heidi says, I love the live circle of energies, the connection. I don't have many to talk to about high strangeness, gratitude. All well, you can always talk about it. You guys, my groups aren't as active as I would like them to be. That's another goal of mine in the new year. But I do have Paranormal University for really real weird stuff. And I have the Angel Rocker Tribe for a lot of spiritual stuff. So if you guys have questions or you have experiences or anything, that's why the groups are private, just like the thing at the foot of the bed with David and I, like that group too. So you guys can ask questions, post things. Maybe you've received something and you want to know, what do you think about this message? You want to pull a card and you want to practice. I don't allow lives in there unless people ask in the two groups I have, but you can send me a message if you want to go live and we talk about it, or maybe you want to pull some cards and you've got an oracle deck and you pull a card for the group and you want to share the message. There's no judgment there. People will support you and love you, and it's a great place to practice. Um, Kev says something about great insight. Heidi, hang on, I gotta get rid of this message. Let's see. Heidi says, never doubt that the light will win over dark. Absolutely, 100%. And she said, no matter what happens, I also truly believe that truth always will prevail. It will always come to the top. To the truth will be unveiled. And then I read Kevin's message. I swear to God, Kevin, I did not see this till after I said what I just said. And Kevin goes, the truth will reveal itself. Connie says, maybe he just wants us to know that whatever it is, all will be okay. Yeah, that's exactly how I feel. I like exactly that's what I was getting from the message. And then Sonia says, maybe we can do that in March together. We can do whatever you want, Sonia, and you know that. And people love this. I just don't do readings very often on my show. Carrie Lynn and I were just talking about that. And that's why, right? So much to talk about. Yeah, we got to close the session down, regroup and reground. Thank you. And Kevin, I appreciate that reminder because I get talking and I forget about it. And I would have thought about it after. So everybody, we're going to close this session now. Okay. Take a couple deep breaths in through your nose. Hold just till it's comfortable and then release through the mouth. You can do that a couple times. Put your feet on the ground. If you need a really quick grounding, okay, you can literally sense, feel, see, or imagine you wrapping your arms around the biggest, most beautiful tree you can think of. And in the mind space or within your head, you can ask that tree to help you reground. Also, the tree can remove any energy that no longer serves you, and also in return send you what you need as well. And I hope that helps you. You guys, this was lots of fun. We did pull the card. I was going to say I pulled one. I'm going to post this card. I'll post it on Facebook. Oh God, if I could turn, everything is so backwards on here. I will post this card, and you know what? We'll post the Archangel Michael card too for you guys. Okay, I'll post it in the Angel Rocker Tribe group on my Facebook profile, and I will post it on the thing at the foot of the bed. I will try and post it also on YouTube because I know not everybody has Facebook. So how about I'll post it there too in the community chat, and you guys will be able to get it. Okay. So I wish you guys all the happiest new year. Enjoy yourself. Even if that's sitting at home, relaxing, do something that brings you joy. Remember, you can even say a little, you want to call it a prayer, you want to call it just a saying, whatever it is, release it to the universe that you no longer want to bring in the new year. I was thinking as I'm hearing for spirit, sorry, slowing down there. For the new year, the next day, sit down and think about what your goals are. They don't have to be resolutions, but what are some of the things you want to accomplish in the new year? Sometimes writing it down, sometimes creating what's called a vision board, and it doesn't have to be fancy, but cutting out pictures of it and what have you, right? You're adding more energy to it, being able to look at it put it in a place where you'll see it every day. Be good to yourself. Give yourself the gift of grace and love and patience and kindness. All that you give to others, make sure you do that to yourself as well. All right. And if you guys are enjoying what's coming up next, I should say on the network, my mouth that tonight does not want to work. Have I got the right phone here? Hang on. Just make sure we got Dolly Saffron. I know their names. And Preston Dennett coming up next with the Light Gate. Okay. And David and I are going to see you next year, which is Thursday. Are y'all ready? We are having a party. It's our 2nd year anniversary of being on UPRN. And we couldn't have done it with all of you. So thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. I send you all so much love and light. I hope you have a wonderful New Year's. And yeah, we'll see you next year on Thursday. Next Monday, we are having, and I went and where the heck is my phone before I let you go? Mary Electra. I had my good friend Lorian Fenton on here before. She's a podcaster. She's done stuff with MUFON, ufology, and stuff like that. And she messaged me and said, I have a guest for you. So I have not met Mary yet, but there's lots of people I don't meet till just before they come on. And I want to tell you exactly what she does. Give me one sec. My phone's not being cooperative. Come on, phone. Okay, here. Because it was interesting. Okay, so what she does is her website is called it's soundhealingelectra.com, but it's all about working with vibration and frequency and sound and some pretty interesting things, like, and I'm imagining there's some cosmic element to it with her, connected. She seems to be an acquaintance of Lorian, so I think she's going to be pretty interesting. Okay, so we will see you then. Have a good one. Enjoy New Year's already. I see our fellow Australian friends that'll be celebrating 12 hours or more or less than we will over here on this side of the pond. Okay? Take care, everyone. Stay tuned for Dolly and Preston next. Love y'all. Okay? Have a good one.